Welcome to the vibe stream. And sorry, welcome person that had this video start autoplaying because you're lurking on my Twitch channel. That's kind of weird. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, coding, again, easy, it's quick, and, fun. It's really, I like how easy these streams are to do because I could just press a button and I'm good to go. I just have to open this up and we get stuff done. But what I wanted to do today, I actually didn't change the go live notification, my bad. I totally forgot. I just changed the name the tiniest bit. Who needs go live notification? No one clicks those anyways, right? It's kind of like cringe, right? Right? I don't know. I'm going crazy. It's really hot again, even though it's foggy. Well, it's not foggy, but it's quite cloudy. It's gonna rain a lot, but it's gonna be hot as well, so it's not gonna be fun. But let's finish things up. So we have a working bot. It filters out some things. It does the do and the do the does, and and I've changed a few things off stream. First of all, type only has one bypass now. I sent the other filters into the main message create channel. Just because, you know, makes sense. Because every channel doesn't want Morse code or, you know, non-alphanumeric characters or whatever. So that's what that is. I also made a tools script because we're using remove message in quite a few places. And, you know, I have the regexp here. Registry, whatever. Registry expression, not registry, is it? I don't know. Something expression. But this is basically telling us what words or what characters are allowed. So we allow A through Z, 0 through 9, and then all these punctuation characters. So that's basically that. So yeah, we just need to finish a few things before I start running the bot. One thing is that the time loop doesn't actually say what words were whitelisted. It just says that there are whitelisted words. Or it doesn't even say that, it just whitelists words. It doesn't say crap. So, instead of doing this, you also don't need this anymore. I've been filling in the config that we have here. We have a nice little config file to change values as needed. Haven't added in random words yet. I don't know if I want to do that or not. I could, but also I don't know. So a hot maybe. But we will write in the code that just sends a message real quick, because that should be quite easy. We just need to grab the message embed, which would be in type. We just need to grab this. Put that up here. We don't need file service, I don't think. For file system, do we? No. Okay. We're just gonna have an embed builder. And all we need to do is we need to concatenate the suggestions together. So the bot says what words were suggested. And now, since it's a variable kind of suggestion, like we can change this at any point. We're gonna have to do a few things, because there's a few ways you format a list of words. You either just say the one word. That's not a comment. You either say the one word, you say two words with an and between, or you say word, word, and word. Though One might argue you don't include the comma here, but I do. So screw you. Pretty sure the proper grammar is this anyways, so shut up. So if we have all this, we just need to account for this, and then of course it kind of just scales word, 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 and word. So we just need to account for how many words are being whitelisted. In order to do that, I think we'll just have to check. We'll also put this in a variable, actually. So let new word count equal this. So we can use it in a few spots, and it's a lot smaller. So if accepted suggestions.length equals 0, then that means nothing was accepted because nothing was suggested. If it's I'm gonna have to copy paste this a few times. Just put that there. If it's 1, it'll be a specific thing. Else, if it's 2, it'll be a specific thing. And then else, 3 and higher is going to have a... Because there's a pattern at 3, at least. Because it'll be comma, comma, and for the last. So, we just need to deal with the edge cases. I mean, they're not even edge cases. We just need to deal with the cases that have a few words in them. Let's do that. Fix the indentation, which doesn't actually stay when I do it. That kind of sucks. So we need a string. Let word string equal blank. Word string will equal no words were suggested. Or if nothing was suggested. Otherwise, it's going to equal accepted suggestions 0.word. And actually, do you want to put this in here? We put this in a literal statement real quick. So like this. So we have the word, and we just copy paste. Probably be shorter if we just did a string here, but actually, you know what? Let's just do that because that's a lot simpler. I want things to be nice and concise. So let's just get rid of this. Get rid of this. Because we could just do a plus and then make the and a string. Just like that. So if we have, or well, actually this is for 2. Put that in the wrong area. Okay. If it's just 1, we're just going to have 1 word. Basically. They will actually have bold. They'll be bolded. Right? Yeah, they will. So we'll bold them in-house right here. So actually it might be better if it was a literal statement, because that adds quite a few pluses. Alright, redo it. Need to have the most efficient code here. We just need to have the most good-looking code, because I don't want stuff to look bad. So it'll be like this, where the words are bolded, but the and isn't, because that doesn't really count. And then I'll just copy paste it just for sake of formatting. We'll just have it like this. So we have 1 word, 2 words. Now we just need 3 words or more. So the way that's gonna work is we're gonna have to have a for loop. So for I let I equals 0. I is less than accepted suggestions dot length minus 1. I plus plus. So we're gonna do a comma for all the words except the last one, which is why there's a minus here. And then we're just gonna tag on the last one. So word string equals bolded word. Actually, let me just stick this in here. Plus equals bolded word. It'll be position I. And then at the end, actually, we're gonna add a comma as well. Comma space. And then at the end, we add a word string plus equals. Let's do the same format. So it's going to be a bunch of commas. There'll be a space already there. So and this. And keep the. There we go. And that will be suggestion. Accepted suggestions dot last. How do we get the last? Let's check real quick. Dot. So this is an array. I just want to get the last one in there without having to, you know, use the length. I'm real stubborn. I don't want to use the length of it. I think we have to, though. Because I thought there was usually a dot first as well, but how do I know? Not like I've been coding for a couple years. Quite a few. Alright. So, I don't actually know if we have that. So I guess we're gonna do it the long way. Hate having to do this because it's just so long. 1 second real quick. Okay, sorry about that. We have to do it the long way. We have to type in all of this, length minus 1, to get the last one. Which I don't like doing, because that's lame. But we're doing it anyways. But that should... That's that. So it'll just list out the words that were whitelisted. This should work for any amount of words. So our config, if we change this, should be able to accept as many as needed. All we have to do is like kind of label it. So make word string for embed. Right here we are actually selecting suggested words, or select suggested words. And then at the end, we can do a little bit of embed reply, or not a reply, but just a channel.send, I guess. So send message. Sure. Okay. And then it will do, we're gonna need the channel. We're also gonna need the server. So you know what? I might as well, because we're gonna use the server and channels quite a lot. Because I know we already used it in here somewhere. We use it right. Server emotes. Use it right here. Though we don't use it directly here. Let's just do it the long way. For now, until we have to do it multiple times, and then we're getting like, oh, okay, this sucks. Then we do that, but let's just do it normal. So, server ID. Let me copy paste it. Right there. And then let channel equal. Let's just copy paste the channel ID. I guess we never get the channel. in order to get the channel, we're going to have to await client dot channels dot fetch, I believe it should be the same thing. It's pretty simple. And I just have to feed it the type channel. Like that. That should be that. I am realizing right now that I believe we actually hard-coded in... Did we? No, we didn't. We actually didn't well, hold on. Did we hard-code that in? I forget how we did the channel stuff. Channel files, channel info, and then it sets it based on the channel name. Okay, so it calls it based on name. So server ID actually is never really used. So, and I guess I'll leave that, but should be fine. If we have to reuse an ID multiple places, I'd like to have it in a centralized area just in case it ever changes. But for now, we'll just put it there. I think this is already the right one. Yeah. Cool. And then we just have to send an embed to this channel. Channel.send embeds. An array of embeds, new embed builder. Set title. New words, I think, and then set description. I mean, I guess. I mean, what could we possibly include in the description? I mean, we're just gonna use the word string at some point. So I guess for now, let's just kind of anticipate we're gonna put something over here, but let's just leave it as is. Do a literal statement. Oh, usually it says how many words were whitelisted. That would make sense. So word string will go at the end. They'll say how many words were whitelisted, which we can do here. So I guess we'll do something like accepted suggestions.length. God, we're using that way too much, aren't we? Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas that we're using it. Nah. Let's let accepted word count equal accepted words.length. And then let's actually just find and replace all these. So replace with accepted word count, ignore the first one. Just like that. Okay. That's a little nicer. So we don't have to keep calling dot length, and I mean, it's not a big deal, it just makes it a little shorter and easier to read. Actually, did I? No, I didn't even change it, did I? No, I accidentally... Hold on. Let's redo that real quick. I didn't change it to the right name. I should be changing it to accepted word count, right? Maybe I did change it to the right name. Maybe I'm just going crazy. I think it was probably because I was looking at this and I was like, oh, what? I didn't actually change it, but no, I did. We should be good. Place that last one, and there we go. So accepted word count. So blank words were suggested, or whitelisted, sorry. And then, of course, we are grammar. We like grammar. We are grammar. If accepted suggestions equals 1, then we don't include anything, otherwise include an S. So if there's 0 words whitelisted, then, you know, leave it as. And then I also want to make it so the bot says something if it's less than the amount that can be whitelisted. So imagine, you know, 3 words were whitelisted, but you can whitelist up to 4. I wanted to mention that it, like, had 1 open slot or something. So if there's no open slots, it'll just be a period. So if accepted word count is less than new word count, meaning meaning that there were suggested words, but there wasn't enough to actually, you know, whitelist like the full amount, then we want to do a special thing here. Otherwise, we just want to put a period. Actually, we're probably going to put a period either way, so let's just make it a blank string. So, for example, 3 words were whitelisted. You can whitelist up to 4. So it'll say 3 words were whitelisted, comma space if it's less than, so it was. But there was like 1 open slot or something. Either we could say how many are available, or I guess we'll say how many open slots there were. So to do that, we just have to minus a little minus right here. Where is, I hate when it auto completes itself. It like fills in 2, and I don't mean to have 2. So there was a new word count. Not auto-filling anymore, that's concerning. Hello? Why isn't it auto-filling? Okay, I don't know why. Okay, but new word count minus accepted word count. I don't know why it's not auto-completing anymore. That's so frustrating because I have to type it out manually. But there was that many open slots. Kind of like that. And that's kind of basically it. So all this does is it just says how many words were whitelisted, says which ones are whitelisted, sends it to the channel. Client.channels.fetch. I suppose I don't need the server here, because client actually has the channels, but server also has the channels, so there's not really too big of a reason. I don't know if it's more performant or anything, but I'm just gonna do direct from channels, just because. But that should be that. So the bot should say how many words were whitelisted. It doesn't whitelist any random words, but I don't know if we even want random words. Who knows? But it'll whitelist those, and that should be the main loop. I just wanted to also do a little spicy stuff. I wanted to try out doing some dev commands, because we're gonna need those just in case, and an info command. So we have a file like hierarchy right over here. In the command section, we're just going to make a info.js, copy, paste, suggest. Hello? Copy. There we go. Paste. And we're going to name it info, and there will be no options for it because you'll just call it within the channel that you're in and it'll tell you what the channel is. So it should be dead simple. Gives you info on this channel. Cool. So any channel you're able to type in, you should be able to run this command. And this command will just tell you what the channel's about. So we don't need any of this. I don't want to full screen it either. I just want to let channel equal, or channel ID, I guess? No, channel name. So let channel name equal interaction.channel.name. Not set name, please. There we go. And then if channel name equals type, it'll have specific information for that. Let info string. Is that how I usually format it? Word string, yeah. Info string. Just making sure I don't like put string at the beginning or whatever. So info string is going to be blank. It'll just be info string equals something else. Actually, just let it exist in general. And then when we reply, we'll do a nice little embed. An array of embeds, a new embed builder, and then .new, or not new title, but set title. Set the title to be hashtag or pound symbol. Channel name plus, or sorry, plus, there we go, information. So it'll say hashtag type info for the title. So it'll just say, it'll dynamically update that. And then for the details, it'll just be set description to be the info string. There we go. Save that. We don't need data for this. Well, maybe we will, because, you know, the config can be updated dynamically. It'd be kind of cool if the help page also said like, oh, it whitelists 3 per day. But then if it changes, it'll automatically update and you don't have to change it manually. That'd be cool. So let's actually use the data. We're going to want, yeah. And then just to explain the channel, this channel works off of a word whitelist, which filters every message you send and deletes messages that contain non-whitelisted word. And then specifics of it, something like you can suggest a word using /suggest. There's actually a special command for it too now. Let me actually show you that. So if we take a look over at Discord, oop, okay. If you type /suggest, apparently in this window, you can copy the ID right here. So this copies the actual command ID. So then what you can do is you could do a little bit of /suggest, and then I think it's is it a colon? ID and colon? Yeah, there you go. And this is a button. that you can use. You can press it, and it automatically opens it. So that's a neat little feature that Discord added. And it just comes from /name and then the command ID. So we'll actually use that instead of just saying /suggest. So from the /info command, you'll be able to click on it and be like, okay, cool. So let's try that out. We'll just copy paste that in here. So you can suggest a word using /suggest. You can literally press it and it'll just allow you to suggest a word. And okay, you can suggest a word using /suggest, which will randomly select from all the suggestions every blank hours. We're actually going to change this to a literal, so it's a little easier. Because we're going to need data.getConfig. And we're just going to have to steal the data from what we have here. So I think it should be channel type.suggestion. Or selection, actually. Dot selected words. Randomly select from all suggestions every blank hour. So we just have to reformat this amount per day. Because 3 per day would be 24 divided by 3. So we'll just divide it by, or not that, what we'll divide 24 by that. Yeah. So 24 divided by how many a day, we'll get how many hours between each one. So every blank hours, it might not be plural, it could be 1 hour if it were to ever be like that, which it wouldn't, but you know, whatever. Let's grab this again. If this equals 1, then don't include something, otherwise include an S. See, so the config, although it's probably never going to really change, you could change it. And if I were to open source the Spot, you know, anyone could use it. You just have to update, you know, like channel IDs, server IDs, stuff like that. This would maybe be a pretty cool bot to open source. So I might do that. Because it's rather simple. I mean, I'm streaming it all, and if I go through with a bunch of config, then it'll make it really nice. So, every 8 hours, to randomly select, that's about it. So it will randomly select blank suggestions. So we actually just want to specify how many suggestions it takes, which will be accepted words, just like that. So it will randomly select 1, 2, blank, whatever. Oh, then we're also gonna have to make a plural check for this. Making a lot of plural checks, but you know what? This is for the greater good. I don't care if it makes it hard to read. We're adding it anyways. I mean, it doesn't help that the string is kind of almost the same color as variables. Or parameters, I mean. Well, both. But it's slightly darker. I could update that, but no. So suggestions, if that equals 1, then plural, not plural, whatever. There we go. So let's give it a go. So we have the new command. We have data. We have all this stuff going for us. So what we need to do is we just need to deploy these commands, which will involve opening up good old command prompt terminal, and then we're going to hit node deploy commands. Go, and then we're gonna check if that command now exists. So we go into here, slash. There it is, /info. Gives you info on this channel. Now you can use it, but I'm not running the bot yet, so let's wait for a second. There we go, /info. Wow, it just works. I'm actually pretty surprised. It just works. So we just created a whole new command in like 10 minutes. So hashtag type info. This channel works off a word whitelist which filters every message you send and deletes messages that contain non-whitelisted words. You can suggest a word using /suggest. You can literally press it. That's pretty cool. Which will randomly select 3 suggestions every 8 hours. There you go. One thing that would be cool if it said when the next time it's gonna, select a word. I should be able to do that. I probably do that. It'll just require a little bit of work. Because we need to figure out, like, we need to have a central area to, do all that stuff in. So we're not having it everywhere. Like, we make a function in here. Get out of my face, terminal. Like, we make a function in here, and then we end up having to use it a lot of other places. But I think time loop will probably have a function that you can use. Like, next, or get next selection timestamp. Like something like that. Very specific. Basically. I mean, I could add it into here. There's a comma, we do that. Yeah, I won't though. I'll just add it up here. Do that. So new hour, new minute are up there. We have function get next selection timestamp. We will send that function in here. And in order to calculate the next time words are selected, we have to do a few things, but it shouldn't be too hard. We just need to figure out something like this. Like modulo equals 0. So this should tell us right here. For an hour? Well, for an hour. That's kind of a simplified version of it. Let's just do it proper version. So we're gonna have a timestamp flag we'll add to it. So the flag is kind of just like, we actually do this in everyone votes too. There'll be a number here. Just put 0 for now. And then the flag, if a flag exists, then do a colon plus flag. I'll actually put that in the literal as well. Colon flag. Otherwise, nothing. So we'll do something like that. So to make a timestamp, you always have this. You might be able to get away with just a I keep saying comma, a colon sitting in there, but I won't risk it. So a flag, if there is any, and we need to calculate the time. So how do we get that? Function get next selection timestamp. Well, we want to get the current timestamp for sure, because that's what we're going to base it off of. So date.now modulo, there are 3,600 seconds in an hour. Though date.now is milliseconds, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Where it's accurate to milliseconds? Hold on, let's test it real quick. JS Fiddle. Shouldn't be a brightness warning. Let me just switch over. Okay. So console.log date.now. Run. We have this gigantic thing. I don't believe this is in seconds. I'm pretty sure it returns in milliseconds. Actually, we will be able to tell because it changes way so often. So down to the millisecond, so we just have to divide by 1,000 and then math.floor. So effectively just get rid of this bit. So it will be this many seconds. And if we were to test out this as a timestamp, after we do that, we'll actually see that in Discord. Switch over. You'll see in Discord, that is literally the time that was just then. So we just have to divide by 1,000 and we'll get what we need. Kind of. I also noticed the bot broke. Message is not defined. So in tools, 14, message.delete doesn't actually pass in the message. Because we actually removed it from the actual thing that had the message, not wrapped in a thing that knows where the message is, we actually have to pass it as a parameter. So anytime that we remove the message, we're gonna have to pass in the message. Kind of sucks because we use it a good few areas. Save that. I think we also use it in message create. We have to send the message. Message. That should be that. Yeah, so that should work like that. We want date.now to be divide by 1,000 and then math.floored. So that'll give us seconds. So what this formula is how many seconds since, Unix time. So if we modulo that by how many hours every suggestion should be, we should end up with how many seconds are left. And then all we have to do is add that to the current time. Right? Right. I think. There might be an easier way to do it, but I'm gonna do it like that. So what we need to do, we need to do data dot something. Data config amount per day. That's what we do. Okay. So if we put that in here, this will give us how many seconds are configured between each selection. So this should be 8 hours in seconds. This should be total seconds. If we modulo it, it'll say how many seconds. I mean, modulo is the remainder. So it'll give us how many seconds are remaining until the next whole time. I think. Let's try. So we're just gonna take that result, we're gonna add it to itself, add a parentheses just in case. A little bit of that. Get next time selection. We will stick in info. So randomly selects that many suggestions every that many hours. The next selection is in. Then we want our time loop equals require. A lot of stuff here. Functions / time loop. And then we want time loop dot get next time. Damn. Relative. And what that should do, if I rerun the bot, I think it should give us a timestamp that's valid, or it should error. Next selection is in 3 hours at 10:15. Okay, it shouldn't be at a 15-minute mark. So I think actually the modulo might be the amount of time already progressed rather than how much time is left. I think that's actually it. So we actually have to do a little bit of more adding and subtracting. Big yucky stuff. So we're gonna have to take time loop, and we're gonna take 3,600 how many seconds, and we're actually going to minus it. So this is total, or wait, no, we're gonna minus it after the fact. Right? Am I doing this right? Date.now. Math floor. That should give us the remainder. Okay, yeah. So I think, yeah, because this is going to be the bigger value. So if we minus the remainder between those two values, then I think that should give us a accurate result. Let's double check that. /info. In 5 hours, 1 a.m. I think that's correct. Is it? 1 a.m., 5 hours? That would mean it would be at 1 a.m., 9 a.m., if it's every 8 hours, 5 p.m. So yeah, 5 p.m. is UTC midnight. So this is accurate now. Next selection is in 5 hours. Let's remove the in. But that's an info command. There you go. In. Get that out of here. Save that. And that's that. That's pretty cool. That was actually pretty painless. As opposed to some other things that happened. But I also wanted to do a... I mean, we want a word list command, don't we? We also want a word info command. So it could also be... So Discord has a little feature called groups, command groups. So what I could do is I can make a /word, which you can't actually call, but you can call /word list and /word info, /word whatever, or remove or whatever needed. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. We just have to look up how to do that. So I'm gonna go to the Discord documentation, or Discord.js documentation. I wouldn't dare touch the actual documentation. Go to the web browser. So we need to search up /commands. Actually, it wouldn't be in here. It would actually be... Hell, it might actually be in the guide. Oh, brightness. Flashbang. Flash commands. I think they might actually show it here. At some point. Option, set name. Not an option. It's a subcommand. Here we go. The subcommands are available with the add subcommand method. So you can add a subcommand and then you can use it later down the line. More responses, yeah, deferring, follow-up, boo. Command options, jeez, a lot. Subcommands, here it is. So you can get the subcommand and it'll tell you which one it was. So they'll both be in the Word file, but you'll use it like this. So let's set that up real quick. We'll make a new command, word.js. Sound like we're making a Microsoft Word document. I will copy the info and paste it over. I will rename it to Word. And basically we just need let subcommand equal interaction dot, what was it? Interaction.options.get subcommand. Options.get subcommand. I think, right? No capitalization errors. Yeah, okay, command is actually not capitalized, of course. Who would have known? So let subcommand equal that, and then if subcommand equals something like list, then we'll have the word list. It'll respond. Let me put the parentheses in the wrong area. Or if subcommand equals list, I didn't actually end it. There we go. And then if subcommand equals info. Cool, so let's make our slash command then. So we'll do dot add subcommand. We'll add... Actually, do I set it in here? Input. It returns a subcommand group. So I think actually how it works is that you have to do a little something similar. I'll just copy paste it because it's a lot easier. So you have to like take the reply from it. Or not the reply, but the response. The return value. And a bunch of words. Trying to make sense. Yeah, here we go. I'll just copy paste this so we can use it. Because this is basically the structure. There we go. So add subcommand. Subcommand dot set name. One's going to be list. Don't like when they use single. I don't like the single things. I don't know why. It's going to have a description, and it will have an option. An add string option. But we actually won't add that yet. We'll just do this real quick. So we'll have a list, and we'll have an info. Remove that. Put a comma. And then I think we need an... Do we need an extra? Yeah, we need an extra. There we go. We need to close this parentheses right here. We have to keep track of all these parentheses. They're just hanging out. Just like that. So the word command. Commands pertaining to hashtag type whitelisted words. And then the list command will list all whitelisted words. Info command will list information about a word. So I guess this list command doesn't actually need any extra options, but this one needs a string option for it, which I'll just copy paste from Jest, because you just have to do the weird formatting with this function or whatever. Let's do this. So add string option, set name, word, yeah. Set description, the word, a whitelisted word you'd like info for. More like that. Okay. And then max length, min length, same thing. Set required true. Cool. So if we save that, then we go back into Discord. We rerun deploy commands. Then we check slash. You see it flashed in and out. I think it just updated. There you go. So we have word list and word info. Both separate commands, lists all whitelisted words. If you just type word, I'll actually just resolve in the first one. That kind of sucks, but whatever. It's Discord. What do you expect? List all whitelisted words, and then you could do word info, type in a word. Can't send one that's too long. And yeah. So we just have to code that in now. And they're both completely separate commands. They're all nice and good and cool and awesome. And yeah, I mean, I think that's about all I'm gonna do actually tonight. I just wanted to do a quick little session just to get some stuff done here. Because I want to record a little bit of stuff. I've been doing quite a bit of LPD recordings for the actual media team, so I'll be, doing that. But I appreciate you for stopping by. I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, evening, afternoon, or morning. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna die because it's 94 even though it's raining, so it's like awful. But yeah, we're coding in quite a bit, and I think we'll probably open source this bot because why not, right? There's no reason this would be hidden information. The everyone votes bot, on the other hand, vulnerabilities could be brought up and you might be able to break something, which is good, but not, the best. And then also, someone could just yoink the bot and run their own version with no permission. But that's kind of the point of open source, is that's why everyone votes isn't open sourced. But yeah, this one, if we add a bunch of config options, then, you could yoink the bot, use it for your own server and be like, hey, I got some cool, mean filters to mess with you, basically. But, that's kind of fun. I like how simple it is. It just uses a JSON file. It's all self-contained. It's pretty dope. And doesn't require, any setup. Just have to, hopefully, in the future, just change the config file. Because, I've hard-coded in the, the slash command ID and stuff. But that should be able to be dynamically grabbed and everything. So that'll be cool. But I'll be getting off now. Sukadia.dev/hub for Discord stuff. YouTube.com/Sukadia for YouTube stuff. I didn't even know YouTube had a direct link like Twitch did, but it does apparently. So there you go. I have the Sukadia link. It's pretty pog, so. I only just realized you don't have to have a /C in it, but whatever. But yeah, I'll see you around.